Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about a hunt that happened in December 2025. Let me tell you about it. Yesterday was a full day at the hunting club, cousins everywhere. We decided to hunt a large section of the property with dogs. One of the blocks we always called a thick block. Truth be told, we ought to call it the bear block, 'cause it's full of bears. We cut dogs loose from multiple locations. We were actually hunting two different blocks at the same time. There were a whole bunch of us there. It didn't take long. The dogs struck, but they weren't moving real fast. We were watching them on the GPS. And it didn't take long to figure out. The pace was slower. The tone of that bark was a little different. And that's when the radio crackled. It was Grizzly. He said, "Hey Sasquatch, big bear just crossed the Jerry Road. Head over to the government road and post up." I immediately moved and set up midway down the straightaway. If the bear crossed either in front of me or behind me, I should get a look at it. Grizzly slid in behind me. One way or another, we were going to see this bear. While we waited, I kept my head on a swivel, my eyes between forward of me, behind me, and the GPS. I was watching my dogs. I had Bugle, Lucinda, Crybaby, and PJ out there in the woods. Bugle was deep in the block. Even from nearly a mile away, I could hear that big, thundering voice of his echoing through the woods. But the dogs weren't coming behind this bear. They were doing something else entirely. We waited. We waited. We waited. There was no crossing. Eventually, Grizzly and I pulled off and went back to the main hunt. Stephen took a doe. We regrouped and hunted until evening. As daylight gave way to twilight, I was easing my way out past the thick block when I caught a black silhouette along the path ahead of me. I stopped, got out, brought the rifle up. It was that same bear. He was coming home, completely unaware that I was there. I ranged him. I figured it was too far for my M4. So I put it back and grabbed the trusty old bolt-action 30-06. I settled in and watched him close the distance. 500 yards, then 300 yards, a shot that I'm comfortable with. But I was going to let him get a little closer. I was getting greedy. I knew about where he was going to go back in the block at, and that was going to be about 150 yards from me. I figured a 150-yard shot was better than a 300-yard shot. So I waited. The bear got even closer. I reached over, flipped my safety off. And that's when the wind shifted just a little bit. And just like a light bulb was turned on, Lucinda lit up, barking and howling every breath. She was saying, "I smell that bear. Let me out of this dog box right now. Why aren't you opening this gate?" The bear heard her too, and he broke hard into a cutover. I jumped down off the dog box, ran and got in the truck, drove the truck up to where I could see in the cutover. I got back up on the box with the rifle. Lucinda's still barking every breath. I got the bear in the scope. He was about 150 yards out in the cutover. I flipped the safety off, paused my breath, and took all the slack out of my blade trigger. My 30-06 has got a blade in the trigger. You take that blade and pull it all the way back, and it takes all the creep out of the trigger. It sort of surprises you when it goes off. It's so smooth. And I was about to make that final pressure on the trigger and make it go boom when it dawned on me. That bear was every bit of 150 yards out in a cutover, across a 6-foot ditch. If I pulled this trigger, this recovery was going to happen in total darkness. It was not going to be an easy drag. I didn't have the benefit of the winch that my cousins that bear hunt all the time have. I just had my small headlamp that I could grab from the truck. Thick brush and bad decisions waiting to happen. So I flipped the safety back on. This just isn't the right time. I made the rifle safe. I climbed down, secured it in the rack in the back seat, and headed home. Lucinda looked at me with disgust, as if to say, "Why did you not let me out of this dog box? I could have put that bear up a tree." But let me tell you, sometimes hunting is not about pulling the trigger. Sometimes it's knowing when not to. I could have taken that bear, no question about it. But that's when the real work starts. And I just wasn't ready for it that night. And I don't think anybody really would have been. I don't know, the 20-year-old me might would have taken that shot and then been up all night trying to get the bear out of the cutover and trying to figure out all kinds of stuff. But I did know that I was the last person there at the club that night. I was all alone. And if I'd gone out in that cutover and gotten hurt, there wasn't anybody to come help me. Sure, I could have eventually got somebody on the phone, maybe, if my phone worked. But there's a good possibility I'd have had no signal. Maybe I could have got somebody on the radio. But my handheld radio's only got a mile or so range. I was a mile deep in the woods. With the rest of the hunting party having gone home, it just wasn't a good time. So what I'm saying is make good decisions. Think about everything that is involved in what you're doing before you do it. Now, I hope this video has been interesting for you. I've been writing stories for the better part of 20 years. Video is a brand new format for me, and I'm still learning how to use the video. I don't claim to be a video expert. I don't even claim to be a good writer. But you guys seem to enjoy reading it. So here's what I'm going to ask of you. Subscribe to the page. It's free. You're either watching this on YouTube, Rumble, possibly even Facebook. Like the content. Click the like button. Share it with somebody. Share it with your friends, neighbors. Share it with people you don't even like. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, if you like the content. My content ranges from hunting videos. I've got a couple fishing videos. I've got a lot of stories where I sit down and read one of my children's books that I've written. And it's varied content. There's some radio content on here, electronics, a little bit of everything. So if you like it, leave a comment. If you don't like it, leave a comment. I had somebody the other day tell me I was an idiot. I appreciate the comment. It's great. Maybe I am. I don't know. So like, share, and subscribe. That's all I'm asking. And I hope you enjoyed the video.